Hey, what's up, everybody? Getting ready to go live. Make some brand new artwork. Churches? No way, we would not have the rights to play churches on a live stream there, my friend. This is some good jams from Epidemic Sound. They will not sue. Oh, I know, right, Chelsea? All right, let's go. Muted now. There
Yeah.
we go. What happened?
It's a little rough. I don't know. I guess the levels were low on the...
Go back to it. Go back to it. I'm gonna try. I just want to see what's wrong.
Okay. We're going to do that again. All right, we're back in the waiting room. We're hanging out. We're pretending like nothing's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the music's going up. There we go. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Is it the level? On the, okay, let's go.
Just
There it is. What is it? Now it sounds good.
okay.
Now the music. Why did it end perfectly on
It
that?
just perfectly ended like during the intro.
I'm never gonna get that hype transition.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Hype transition.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. That was just timing. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So
Hi,
happy to be
everybody.
back. Let's do this. Oh! Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to be back here on a Thursday. Now we should probably go to the music a little lower now, right? Awesome week. Where to begin? The Ultra Mega release was so huge. You guys blew my mind with how much everybody was after those prints and the CGC variants covers. That was crazy. Shout out Sean and
That was wild.
yeah, man. Sean Kirkham and aka Big Clutch on Comics Vault Live. That was awesome. We'll talk a little bit about that. Godzilla vs. Kong came out. I hope you guys saw it. I won't spoil anything tonight, promise. Gabby hasn't even seen it yet, so I can't spoil.
No, I haven't. Nobody can say anything.
Yes, that's true.
I'm waiting
I
for
forgot.
tomorrow.
Yeah. But to celebrate, we're wearing our shirts.
We are. Hey, oh, mine is backwards because I'm mirrored, but whatever, you get it. Look at you.
Shout out Gary Harmon at Toy Matrix. He's a really cool guy. He collects a lot of my artwork, and I picked up a couple of toys off of him the other day. I saw him post some cool stuff on his on Facebook or Instagram. He posts everywhere. At Toy Matrix or at the Toy Matrix on Instagram. Very important.
Have we seen him at the
Yes.
cons before?
He has a
Does
really-
he have that big booth that has all the T-shirts displayed with all like the old
He
Universal monsters on them?
I don't know if it's at his booth, but he's very famous for his long System of a Down beard braid. So I like that.
I mean, that's awesome. I just don't remember seeing it at the cons.
you may not remember that. But anyway, look, I got this awesome Hawaiian version
Hedera.
of Hedera, yes.
Hedera or Hedera?
I've heard Hedera, Hedora. I've heard everything, dude.
Is it double R-A-H or does it end
No,
in an A?
Hedorah.
Okay, that's easy to remember.
And then he told me, yo, I got an orange Godzilla, clear orange.
that
I'm like,
thing.
yo, I gotta get. I like orange vinyl, so whenever I find it, I try to get it.
And you can't really see it in the camera, but it's definitely a little see-through.
Oh, yeah, let me see
You
it.
can't really tell on the camera,
Yeah.
but in daylight you can.
Yeah,
and
he's
that
super
thing
see-through.
should glow.
Well, there's a
like it should
separate
glow.
line of glow in the dark figures.
No, like legit LED lights inside or something.
Oh.
Right?
I just don't want to cut it open, but man, people do it all the time.
I know. What's up, Colt? What's up, Raph? What's up, Mark Nosler? Mark, are you new to this channel? Because I feel like I haven't seen him here before.
Not sure.
Rock
I
Comics
posted-
is new too?
I posted a lot of promos for the stream on some printmaking forums.
So maybe we have some newcomers.
But there's also probably people joining us from Comics Vault Live. So if you guys are here from that, welcome. Welcome anybody new. Welcome all our old school print crew who's always here to hang with us. It's going to be an awesome show. I want to show you. Can we try to bring the GoPro in now?
I actually think can we try the new chat feature? Because I think it's working.
Yeah.
Like suddenly working.
Try it. Just
do it.
I'm
going to turn it on real quick.
Let's see.
Bear with me. Oh, it's so tiny.
Can you make it big?
I mean,
Is it like a window you can make?
I might have to change things in the background, but I'm going to leave our regular chat up for now.
You can have a separate monitor now to do things.
I have a separate monitor to do
But before you do that, go to the
cool.
GoPro cam for me.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
I want to talk about stuff down here. Let's see. It's already hooked up here. You just got to bring it up.
Okay, hold on. I got to do something special in the background to
Meanwhile,
make sure that it works. Is it on?
It's on.
Okay.
Check out who's here.
Oh. Our guy.
Our guy.
Our main guy.
Got some Daruma stuff to talk about today, so remind me.
GoPro's not working.
Not working.
No, sorry.
Did you reactivate the whole thing?
I would have to do that from the arch. But we'll go in.
Do it.
There
Do
you
it.
go.
It's okay. That's what we're here to do.
All right. Well, yeah. There you go. I think we might have success now.
There it is.
Let's see.
Yep. I see it here.
See? Might have success times.
Come on, GoPro. Come on, GoPro. Dang it, they're so annoying.
Man,
Technology.
I hate when it works when we're not
Just
streaming,
do the
and
thing,
then as soon as we stream it dies.
Did it come on? No, it's still not red yet. Here, it's supposed to turn red.
Okay. Oh, we'll try. We'll keep trying in the background. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, let's see.
Everyone had a good week.
Oh, it should work now.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, let me see what's up in the chat here. Kept missing your print drops through Mondo, so I was aware of the work. And then when Ultra Mega dropped, I got in on the ground floor, and here we are. Thank you, Mark. Dude, that's awesome. Appreciate that. Who loves orange soda? Godzilla loves orange soda. Heck
Yes,
yeah,
he
he's
does.
full of it.
He's full of it.
He's full of orange. My orange guy is full of orange soda. Let's see. Yeah, man, everybody's here. That facial hair, Raph. Yeah, I don't know. It's a for now thing. We're gonna see how it goes. All right, let me.
It's a test. It's a test stream of his mustache.
Let's talk down here, okay, in cool art cam. So here is the Ultra Mega issue. Let me move Godzilla out of the way. Let me move Hidra out of the way. Why is there even an alien here? Unrelated. No, it means nothing. I wasn't using it for reference or anything.
At all.
Okay. Yeah, Ultra Mega is here. And if you got CGC graded versions of it, that's the only way we made it available. So if you wanted to read it, you should just get the official James Herron cover for it. And you should read it because it's wild, dude. I would say, especially since we're riding that Invincible hype, man, Skybound's doing so much cool shit, dude. Invincible, Ultra Mega, there's just so much. But since we're riding that hype, if you saw Invincible, I won't spoil anything if you didn't, or if you've read the comics, you know that Invincible kind of takes the superhero concept and flips it on its head a little bit. And if you've only watched the show, you don't even know how hard it goes. It goes hard. Okay, but what I wanted to point out, look how cool this is, because I still can't get over this. That's fucking crazy, you guys. That means even if you don't get the variant cover, if you just got the regular cover, my name is published in there. And this is not about like, whoa, I'm the best type of thing. I just can't believe it. That's what it really comes down to. I can't believe it because then you come down here, and this probably is not super focused, but you can kind of see what I'm saying.
Yeah, GoPro's
Image,
not that good.
Skybound, comics. I never thought that I could get printmaking, linoleum block print style artwork in comics, like in an actual published comic. I never thought I would get it. If you've been following me for a while, you know I did some variant covers back in the day for some indie comics in pen and ink style, so more traditional. But in this style, I never thought like it would happen, and here it is. So shout out to all of you guys who picked one up. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do my absolute best to make sure that the first ever Attack Peter comic book variant cover, graded 9.8, becomes very, very, very valuable to you in your collection. I promise you that. Okay, let's put this aside for now. Don't have any more covers, by the way, or issues. Those are sold out. Stay tuned for potential print variants in the future. You never know. Okay, so what other news? Daruma news. Before we get into this. we're going to do something, I can't say what it is just yet, really special to thank everybody who pre-ordered their Daruma already. And until we announce that, what that is, you still qualify. Like, let's say you hadn't pre-ordered one yet and you're like, oh, I want to be part of that. I think you will want to be part of it if you're a fan of my work and the artwork we put out. But I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's substantial, and we're going to do something special for all of you guys who pre-ordered one, because can't thank you enough for that. I can't announce it just yet, but I just want to give you guys, the diehards who are always here hanging, a chance to know that before anybody else, because there will be a cutoff on it. It will be very, very quick, but when it happens, I think you'll be super stoked on that. Okay. Let's see what else we got before we get into it. I think that's it. Let's see here. I just started creeping around, Mark says. Let's see. Okay, we read that already. Wish I got hold of Ultra Mega issue. Yeah, dude, it was. I can't believe that, man. I can't believe how fast it went. I really didn't think. I thought the prints would go fast because we've established like a demand for them, but I didn't know that the comics themselves would be going that fast. I'm stoked because I think we'll get another chance to do another cover soon. So fingers crossed on that. I'm honestly a bit surprised that Marvel hasn't used your existing Black Panther, Iron Spider-Man, Wolverine. Dude, it's tough because Marvel's such a big company that I don't think that maybe Marvel Comics proper knows about the work I've done. But you never know, man. Like, it could happen. Weird stuff has been happening in the background that I can't yet talk about that's like, oh, people are noticing now. And that's really, really cool. Ooh, I pre-ordered. Yeah, Jersey, you're going to be stoked, man. I got you. I totally ordered it as a gift. Well, then you'll maybe be getting a gift for yourself in the process. Like, that's all I can say. Okay, we want to get to work on this. This is the reason we came out. Let me make sure I get this good angle here for the camera. Okay, so I'm going to take a seat, and I'm going to try. Let me see. I'm going to try to move my microphone out like this. You guys can still hear that, right? Everybody sounds good? Okay. All right, so been wanting to get back into doing some live art with you guys because that's really how we got our start here, and it's the most fun for me. You guys have been saying it. I've been feeling it. I want to get back into Takoro stuff. And Takoro has not been abandoned or, like, ignored. It's just been in the background while we figure some stuff out. Like, we've been working on it in the background for something that we cannot yet discuss. But it's important for me at this point to start developing some designs for other characters besides Takoro himself. Now, you guys know that we've designed some alternate characters already. We've designed the Space Yeti. We designed Akukame, right? The giant two-headed turtle. And we designed together Shiga, the Death Moth, right? And so we have some characters floating around the background. I have some other monsters designed that I can't wait to unveil. And I'm going to be designing, carving more of those on the streams here. But this is a character that I think is going to have an important role in the Takoro universe. So I want to start getting to work on this one here because you guys saw me sketch it out a little bit. I started carving away already the background, as you can see. A lot of the background in an attempt to hopefully try to finish this on the stream. I'm not sure if I will, but I'm going to really try really hard. And while we're doing that, I have to watch with the sound off. Someone reminded me what universe this is from. Takoro. There it is. Never mind. But yeah, I'm going to start working on this. And while we're doing this, like, I wanted to start picking your brains about when you see this character, what you think about. Like, what does this make you think about in terms of who this character is? Because I have this creature, right? Someone suggested the name Pugglewomp last time, which I really love. Pugglewog, which I really love, but I can't believe that's not taken. So we have to Google and check, because I really like that. If not, maybe some variation of it. So definitely name suggestions will help if you guys want to check on those. Google those names, see if they're taken yet. But also, I have this character who's kind of like a rider, the rider of this creature here. And I don't know if he himself is specifically important yet, or his tribe that he belongs to is important yet. I don't know yet exactly. But I have this idea for these creatures being like a kind of form of travel in this world.
By the way, Pogowog not taken.
Pogowog's not taken? All right. Quickly register pogowog.com. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing of Pogowog anywhere?
No, Google, like, I'm trying a bunch of different search terms for Pogowog, but, like, if you put in Pogowog, it just takes you to Pogo, and which is a thing.
Yeah, of course.
And then if you put in Pogowog character, nothing.
I like it because it reminds me of a Puggle, obviously, but it also reminds me of Pollywog.
Yeah.
And I always think amphibious when I'm designing a character.
Pogowog cartoon. Oh. Just brings up Puggle.
No, if it was something, Pugglewog would come up.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I think so. I think we can use that. I'm going to definitely keep that one in mind because I do love it. I do love it. So, how many of you guys got to see Godzilla vs. Kong yet? Besides Gaby, because she hasn't seen it yet. The funny thing is I told Gaby, don't watch it yet. Because I watched it when she was at the dentist the other day. And I said,
real nice.
Well, you know, I have to for work. And thank God I did, because like 5,000 people DM'd me about the ending and this and that. So
no, it's okay. I didn't mind. And when I got home, you told me you should. I wish that I had watched this in a theater.
It's true. I wish I had watched it first in the theater. I knew I was gonna want to have watched it in a theater. I knew that, but I couldn't wait. You know, and I don't have my second shot yet. Gaby does. And to be honest, we were thinking like, oh, no one's gonna be in the theater. It's gonna be kind of empty bull.
Yeah.
Schlock, because
they were slammed.
The theaters down here got packed fast, dude. So, I definitely think we're gonna go to the theater. I suggested that if Gaby can wait, let's go. But who cares? Like going back to the theater for the first time. No, we don't.
I can watch it here at home. We have a nice sized TV.
Yeah.
We have a comfortable living room.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really mind. Oh, by the way, Brett Garrett. I thought Brett was being, and I still can't tell in the chat if you're being like sarcastic, but he doesn't really know about Takoro. Says, I've never heard of Takoro, and even a Google search isn't terribly helpful. Does anyone have any info?
Yeah, because we have a lot of new people, so that's fair. And I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Brett and anybody else who's new, I should address. Like, let me see, where is he here?
William Dawson just said, Brett, it's Peter's IP. He's been building a story through Prince. Yep, that's
William Dawson. You rock, dude.
Thanks, dude.
And Will Dawson's one of the OGs, so he knows. This is a fan-made Takoro action figure, which based on how awesome the Daruma came out, I cannot wait to develop a Takoro action figure. But yeah, so what I was telling Gaby is like, I kind of wish that I watched it, but it's okay because it definitely merits a theater viewing, but I couldn't wait. I'm not going to be able to wait.
Colt says he's going to go see it at IMAX tomorrow.
Super smart.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, super smart, dude. It's going to be great on IMAX because a lot of the angles, I'll just say, are shot so that these Titans look huge, dude. Huge. Even on my home screen here, they look massive, and that's just because they're being cleverly shot. Like a lot of angles from below, so I think it's going to be
here's a controversial opinion.
What's that?
Controversial yet brave, John R. Price. Godzilla vs. Kong was at best a 5 out of 10.
Oh, why?
And it let me down because King of the Monsters was a 10 out of 10.
Oh, that is controversial because a lot of people felt that way about King of the Monsters, which I also loved. But see, without saying anything spoilerish, I will say that I just love Kong so much. And this movie, to some people's dismay, I would probably say, is heavy on Kong. But I love Kong, like I really do, and I think that
do you think they did that on purpose?
Well, I'm sure they did, but I'm saying
because
like
King of the Monsters was basically
mostly Godzilla. Yeah, it was all
Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because it's not like Skull Island crushed the box office either. It's not like
it got its own theme park ride.
Well, no, because because remember Skull Island is always part of Kong's mythology. That's
but it's not like.
This is not about that.
But it felt like they directly.
It's not. It's from the Peter Jackson one. They might have like changed it because a movie came out, but the funny thing is, they based it off of the Peter Jackson film. Like it's the dinosaurs are from Peter Jackson. They're not from this new one, which is odd. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, to go back to what John was saying, yeah, man, like a lot of people were less than ecstatic about King of the Monsters, I think, which was weird because I thought it was super fun. I get that there's a lot of like unnecessary people stuff. And to me, this one had a lot less people stuff in it, and I really liked that. You know,
well, that was a big complaint, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The people stuff, but that's always the complaint.
Yeah, and I don't mind people stuff in a kaiju movie. Otherwise, it's just like a collection of, you know, special effects footage. So I do like when they put it in.
That is exactly the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like even if that's the answer to the problem with the human plots in these films, and the answer is we'll just do more fighting between monsters, then yeah, it just becomes like those YouTube channels where you just put ambiance in the background. It's just like a video game clip just on loop. Yeah. That's all you're getting.
And I don't think you can survive at the box office that way.
But then here's another argument, because you know, the argument is, okay, well, it's a Godzilla movie. What do you expect? It's not about the people, it's about the monster fights. But then the other side of that argument is, you know, they've had how long since the original Godzilla movies came out to like find somebody who knows how to write a decent script, and they still can't do it?
I don't agree with that. You think? What do you mean by that?
I like 75% agree with that.
What do you mean by that?
You know, one side of the argument could be
no. What do you specifically mean? Like, what is your opinion? Forget other people's opinions.
Oh, I kind of
I agree.
I'm on both. I have like one foot in each side. You know.
If you're saying that the scripts in Godzilla movies are not good, I agree with that. They're not. They're
right. But like, why?
Because I don't think anybody.
With the amount of money that's being blown at this franchise, like why?
Okay, but if you're talking about the recent films, like starting with 2014, I feel like the Godzilla movie is that one. I think they wrote a script to make it
the one with Walter White.
Yeah, for 10 minutes.
Yeah. What's his name?
Bryan Cranston.
There you go.
Yes, that one I believe was created to be a legitimate film, like an actual, you know, an actual serious film, the same way the original Godzilla movie was.
Yeah.
But it didn't win over people who were just fans of film, and it didn't win over the Godzilla community. It was like, I mean, people liked it, but they were all like, damn, Godzilla's barely in it, and then when he's in it, you can barely see it, and he's awesome when it's like at the end, but you know.
And why did you kill Bryan Cranston in the first,
Yeah.
How long is he in the movie? Like 10 minutes?
No, a little bit more than that, but not a lot. Yeah, not a lot. But yeah,
see, look, like what Colt says, that's like half of it, right? I don't think people watch Godzilla for the story. I just want to see big monsters fight. Yeah. And I agree. I think most people who go and watch these are watching them for the monster fights. But then, like, if I'm already there and you're going to make me watch, you know, these intermittent scenes between the fights of these people, you know, trying to deal with what's happening around them, like, why can't that plot be tight? Why does it have to be so weird and full of plot holes? And I can't speak for the new one because I haven't seen it yet. But
yeah, exactly.
I felt that way during King of the Monsters, and I felt that way during the 2014 Godzilla, where it was just like, why, bro? You're boring me.
Boring, yes. I don't think it was full of plot holes. It just was full of uninteresting plot. I think King of the Monsters was better. I think Skull Island was the best by far. It had the most coherent plot. It made sense.
It absolutely was.
Yeah, and
it ties up at the end in a nice little bow, and that's all I want. Yeah,
I don't know why it's hard, but I suppose it's because you can't spend that much time on the people, because then you lose the monster fans.
Yeah,
and then if you do that, then you can't make such a heavy plot, because then you don't get a chance to really flesh it out.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a catch-22.
I feel the same way. Like, what kind of plot are you going to have if you're spending... You've got to spend... If for a good Godzilla movie, you've got to spend, what, like 50% of the runtime on monsters?
You'll see. They did it in this one. And I think they did give a decent plot. Like, it wasn't like, you know, Citizen Kane, but it was like...
But no one's going for that.
Right. So the question
But
is,
like,
how
at
do
least
you
give me something
exactly
half decent.
how do you satisfy both audiences? That's
Like,
the
look,
trick.
I haven't seen it yet, but somebody said that there's like some impossible things that happen. Like somebody knows how to.
Careful.
Well, no, I'm not gonna. I'm trying not to say specifics, but like somebody knows how to do something that they have no right and there's no expectation that this person would be able to do this one thing, but they can do it anyway.
I always say, look, if Guardians of the Galaxy can be a major film event that everybody loves on a broad scale, then Godzilla should also be able to. The problem is,
Yeah, but Guardians has a tight plot.
okay, so that's what I'm saying. If you can get a weird, obscure property and make it palpable for a big audience, then it can be. The problem is if the whole plot or the whole attraction of the film revolves around when the monsters are fighting, then
yeah. Well, in fairness, look, Guardians has Disney money. They had Marvel,
has Warner Brothers
MCU money. Yeah, but I would argue that Disney money maybe outranks them.
I mean, and
they chose a great script writer. They got James Gunn. I mean,
he was nobody to the mainstream audience at the time. And I'm telling you, like it's just that he is a great writer, but it's not like people were like, well, if James Gunn's writing it, then I'm going to see Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, that wasn't it. But you're right. He focused on a compelling, storyline and building characters. The characters in these films are not, maybe for the first time in this movie, they are compelling.
But do you think that they're trying to push that?
Failing? I don't know. I think this is the closest they've gotten to doing it right. Because they made, okay, here it is what it is. King Kong in this movie, and Godzilla too, but mostly King Kong, is a great character. So he is the star of the movie. And so therefore,
but he was a great character in Skull Island. Like he
but
had
he's
a
still
relatable storyline, even though he was a monster.
He's better in this one, even than that.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So I think in my opinion, I don't know that they've done a great job making Godzilla a relatable character in this new franchise.
But is Godzilla supposed to be relatable?
Yeah.
In your opinion?
Yes. Unless if you're doing Godzilla the threat, like the first movie, then no. He's supposed to be a menace and a terror. But ever since that movie, with a few exceptions, yeah, he plays the King Kong role to protect the people. Yeah. The problem is they started doing that at the end of the first movie, 2014. He protects, you can tell like he almost gets killed at the end of the first one. He's like knocked out. He's like looking at what's his face in the eye. Like you can tell it's a humanistic character. And that was a good start. And in King of the Monsters, it's unclear, but you can tell he goes to sacrifice himself, at the end. And he becomes Burning Godzilla and all that.
And
Mothra together, right? So if you write the characters like that, where you trust King Kong, you trust Godzilla and Mothra to be your heroes, and to really
the people don't really need to.
Yeah, like let them be. The people are there to remind us that all of this, as cool as it is a threat to humanity.
Yeah, like even when they're doing something good.
Yeah.
They're really they're a threat. Yeah, absolutely.
So if you like in Kong Skull Island, the people had their own storyline where they were trying to get off the island. They were dealing with the tribe. They were dealing with all the skull crawler monsters.
But even they're dealing with everything that's on that island, which was basically designed to annihilate them.
Yeah, yeah.
But even the people had a good story. Like
in that movie,
they're trapped on this island, and Kong is their protector, and there's they understand that there's a threat there, and Kong is the last one, and that is a really compelling story. And
think about this.
You feel for those people too.
Think about this. Why is Jurassic Park such a good movie, right? Even now, it's already like you've seen it a million times. It's a good movie because the characters are good. There's a great storyline.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah, the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
and this whole idea of the park, supposed to be working properly and it doesn't, and then people getting eaten, and this guy's
folly
trying
of
to
man.
and the guy trying to sneak the DNA off the island.
Right. Yeah, you're not really. There's no one to cheer for there.
And then in the meantime, the dinosaurs are killing people.
Right.
And they're beautiful.
At that,
yeah.
So.
Some of them are threats. Some of them are just beautiful to look at.
Right.
Right. So if you basically make a movie, in my opinion, and I'm going to say this, I'm Team Kong all the way. I love Godzilla. But
obviously.
I'm Team Kong. I'm Team Kong. I love King Kong.
Are you really?
Yeah. If
That's
you
hard.
if you make me
to-
pick between those two, especially in this realm. Okay, let's do this. In the monster verse, I am 1,000% Team Kong.
Wow.
1,000%.
It has been said.
If you go back
You can't take
into
it back.
the history of Godzilla and Kong, like during the Showa Destroy All Monsters, Godzilla, versus, or Son of Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Hedorah, all that, I'm Team Godzilla, because in those movies, this is perfect explanation, by the way.
Okay.
In those movies, they treated Godzilla the way King Kong is treated in these movies. He's the hero. It's clear. He's struggling. He's getting his ass beat. He's getting back up, doing cool stuff. So the problem is, I don't think they figured out just yet. Maybe in this movie they did. Maybe they did. How to make Godzilla a relatable hero that you cheer for.
It's hard, right? Because he's like a little bit reptilian, and already
I think the design is tricky because they made him so badass for these movies that he's not as relatable. The funny thing is, in the older look at this. In this design, he kind of has humanoid features. You know what I'm saying?
Flipping back to the.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There he is. All right, hold him still. There you go. Yeah.
He's kind of like.
He's a little goofy looking, but it's the proportions are wider, so he doesn't look as like thin and reptilian.
Yeah, he looks more humanoid.
Yeah.
And I don't blame anybody because this new design is badass, but that's the point. It's so badass that's almost not human
here
anymore.
that are looking more like
The new one? No,
current
I don't have it. But so then here's Kong, the new MonsterVerse design, right?
Yeah. Hold him up a little in front of your face so it doesn't focus on yours. There you go. Okay.
Super badass, super tough guy, but by nature, the gorilla's gonna look more human.
Always.
And he can emote.
Yeah.
He can be angry, sad, happy, surprised,
in a more
scared.
in a way that we can actually
Relate
empathize
to
with
it.
and
at the end of the first two Godzilla movies, they gave little glimpses of that. Whoops. Sorry, T. They gave little glimpses of that, but they didn't really double down on it. If they do a sequel to this film, which I really hope they do, because I feel like they're just getting it right. If they do a sequel to this film, they've got to figure out how to emote more with Godzilla. They figured out how to make him look pissed and tough and annoyed and all that.
How does Godzilla emote though? He's a lizard.
Okay, but it's also not real. You figure out a way to emote. His design is not like super
It's
lizard.
supposed to be like with a dog mixed with a dog or something. What was
a
it?
bear and a whale, I believe, is the
a bear and a whale
is the original.
Cool. So a fish which has zero emote. And,
yeah, but anyway, the point is that his face is like a bear, like a panther, all the original ones. You can do it. You can even do it with this new design. You can. And like I said, they started to do it in these at the end of the films. But again, this new film, they went hard on Kong. And a James Gunn Godzilla movie in the MonsterVerse would be badass, dude.
It really
for sure.
would. It really would.
Lizard people everyone took offense to that.
I think the problem is they try to write people into the story versus writing the people as a separate timeline around the monsters.
Right.
From Odd Creations.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a more compelling story, is to watch what happens to people that are being affected by what's happening with the monsters. Like, you don't need to intrinsically tie them together.
Not necessarily.
I feel like that's the problem. I don't know. I guess.
It's one problem, but again, it's just when you do that, you don't know who you're rooting for. And in a good monster movie, as weird and dumb as it sounds, if you want Godzilla to be huge, like no pun intended, but if you want him to be like a massive movie franchise, you got to make people love him. You could do right now, think of this. You could do a Groot movie. Just Groot.
Just Groot?
You could do
he has like a whole storyline, right? Where
exactly.
it's like his whole family,
but
or like his people.
It could be a super weird movie.
It would be.
It could be a super weird movie. It could be like hard to, watch because you're like, oh, a whole movie where a guy just says, "I'm Groot." Obviously it wouldn't be him talking that much, but other people could be talking around him. But we're all gonna watch it because we love Groot. Like we've
we
gotten
will
to know
stomach
him.
it because we kind of already can emote with him.
Yeah, well, he can emote, period.
And he can emote. Well, because he's made to look humanoid.
Yeah. So, what I'm saying is, a totally Groot movie would be, you know,
Well, it would be ambitious.
Huge. It would work. You know it would work. You could see it. If they launched it, no one would totally freak out.
No.
We've had Hulk movies.
That's true.
And Hulk doesn't talk.
Yeah, but Hulk isn't Hulk the whole time.
Right, but
he unhulks
and
goes back to being Bruce Banner.
But that would be the human story of a kaiju.
But also Hulk himself can emote because ultimately he still is humanoid, so he has the facial expression.
Now you're seeing what I'm getting at.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
That's my point. Is
it's
if
hard.
yeah, that's it.
It's just it's a tough thing to do.
It clicked for me when I was watching it. I'm like, why am I fucking loving Kong so much more in this and all the movies, all the legendary movies? Like, I want to be, Team Godzilla all the way, all the time. And dude, of course I am.
Yeah, but you don't have to be one or the other.
No, I'm just joking around. But why am I relating? And I'm like, oh, well, it's obvious because I can freaking see everything that Kong is feeling, dude. It's like sometimes I look at him like it's like looking at Wonton, like looking at a baby or another person. It's just great.
Yeah.
And having said all that, they still made Godzilla badass. And like I said, I think Adam Wingard, I think that's how you pronounce it, really just nails it, dude. And I'm happy to see that he's going to be doing, I don't know if you heard this, B, that he's going to be directing a Thundercats movie.
Oh.
But man, I was like, no, don't let him go. Just pay him everything.
Whatever he needs to be paid to keep him.
Yeah, but I don't think there is an announced film or even like a confirmed. That's probably too wide. He's got to get his money. But him, Jordan Vogt Roberts, which is the guy who did Skull Island, he's doing a Metal Gear Solid movie.
Oh, nice.
So it's all great.
Yeah.
And Michael Dougherty's done some great movies that we love. One of them that we watch every year is Krampus and Trick or Treat.
Oh my God, so good.
And Trick or Treat.
Why do people not like that movie?
Which one?
Krampus. We brought this up during Christmas, or I don't remember when we brought it up with the chat, but people were like, ugh, Krampus. I'm like, and we were both like, ugh, you, because it's an amazing film. Let's see. Colt says, do you think money plays a factor? I feel like Godzilla CGI costs way more than Kong. Would that be a reason to get more Kong?
I don't think so, dude. I think it's just Kong has more of a history with American audiences. 100%. And Godzilla just has way more with, Japanese audience. Actually, it's funny because Godzilla, sometimes I think is more popular here than he is in Japan. When we went there was Godzilla stuff, but not like you would think. They had the Godzilla Hotel, but Ultraman was where the hype.
Ultraman is their that's their shit. That's their that's their vibe. They don't. I mean, of course, like you go into where else are you gonna find a hotel that's literally got Godzilla coming out of it, and there's like on the hour every hour you hear Godzilla roar.
Yeah, that's
come on,
true.
like
That's
they
true.
don't like Godzilla. Yes, they do.
What I was gonna tell you is, I just saw a comment I want to address in the chat. Dex Mission, beautiful work, brother. Great setup here. Keep up the good work. We got to catch up one of these days. Dex Mission, for you guys that don't know, and you wouldn't know, he's a friend that I've had for a long time. But more importantly, when I was in college and I didn't really know. I didn't really know what I was doing when it came to drawing and painting and all that kind of stuff. Dex Mission was one of the guys in the class who was so freaking good that it was hard to believe that it was a real person drawing and painting the way he did. So I just started to sit behind him in every class and just try to study what he was doing live and start to like make, marks and draw and do things like he was doing. Because I had a great teacher at the time, but I'm such a visual learner that it helped me to see him do it. And I'm happy and honored to see him in the chat and say that, because I always thought like he was if anybody could do this and be successful, it's Dex. He's a badass. So I hope, Dex, if you're hearing this, I haven't seen any lately, but I hope you're still making some kick-ass stuff, dude. And I would love to see what you're up to, man. I really would. So yeah, funny story. That's how I really learned, you guys. I really learned by sitting behind the best person in the class, and just and that was in college, by the way. So yeah, so that's my feelings on. I think it's the best one by far. I also think one thing that I didn't mention that makes it the best one so far is that it leans into its like weirdness. It goes hard on the sci-fi elements. There's times where it feels like I'm not watching a kaiju movie anymore. Like I'm just watching like a full-on like science fiction crazy 90s movie. And I like that. I don't like when they try to make it too quote unquote realistic. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be weird and go weird, and it definitely does.
All right, with going weird.
Yeah.
Like I love those movies. I mean, okay.
That's why I think you're gonna like it, because it taps into what I know that you like.
Part.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's why I like Ultraman, right? Because they have all those like tie-ins to aliens and weird, people who try to imitate humans, but they're really just space cockroaches. Like I like that stuff.
But you know what's funny? Godzilla has that in its canon. Godzilla has the Zillions, which are the aliens that look like humans. It has the aliens that I forget their name now, that turn into the apes.
What's Space Godzilla? The one that
Space
has the really
Godzilla.
great crystal formations on his shoulders to make him look like he's wearing a Lady Gaga
This
costume.
movie makes me think we could get that.
Hopefully, if it gains
tonally.
enough, but if it gains enough traction,
Yeah, tonally, I feel like that they've established that they can get a little weird, because even King of the Monsters, which I loved, and I love how they introduced Mothra and all that, it still feels a little bit organic and natural and like possible, if that makes any sense. Like if there could be a movie where Ghidorah is possible, it just feels a little bit more like they're trying to make it. I always think of like,
why isn't Ghidorah possible? Ghidorah was
a three-headed dragon.
Well, we had him last movie.
No.
It was like that's the star of the last movie.
No. I mean, in other words, the tone of the last films felt like they were trying to achieve a realistic version of a kaiju movie.
Yes.
This one felt like they're not
so much.
super worried about that.
I would hope not.
Yeah, and they're just like, let's make it fun. We're already here.
Yeah.
Let's focus on it being fun. And this one is super fun.
The last movie just felt like they were like, this might be our only shot. Get every single kaiju from this universe into this movie as fast as possible.
You know what's funny, though? That if you go back and, like, especially if you guys got HBO Max and you can see all the old Godzilla movies right now, if you go back and see the old ones, they all came in super early together. Like Godzilla, Mothra in 64. And then I want to say, well, believe it or not, Godzilla versus Kong came before that in 62. But Godzilla, and then shortly after, you started having Invasion of the Astro Monster, when you had Ghidorah and Rodan. And then you had all of them battling together. So that was not too crazy. Like, that wasn't them saying, fuck it, like, we might never get to do this again. It was kind of canon. Like, it was kind of like on brand. What's going to be weird and awesome if they can get there is a sequel to this movie. I'm not going to spoil anything. And where they've established that King Kong is just another monster that Godzilla, is aware of in his world. And so,
like the way he's aware of Mothra and
like
the way he's aware of Ghidorah.
The way Captain America and Iron Man are aware of each other. Like, you can have an Iron Man movie and Captain America's not in it.
Okay, fair enough.
And you can have a Captain America movie and Iron Man's not in it. But they exist in the universe and they might pop up. Like, you have Spider-Man Homecoming and Iron Man pops up. He's part of the movie. He's not in a whole movie.
Right.
I would love that.
Look, this guy, Clint, says, oh my God, where is it? No, Viper. Viper says, Toho's only rule is not have Godzilla emote. That's it. Toho brought down the hammer and was like, no.
It's funny because a lot of the old movies he does emote. Yeah. It's not like so much always in his face because they didn't have the technology for that. But he's very expressive.
He throws tantrums and he
gets frustrated.
He gets frustrated. Yeah, he throws a little. That's what I mean by the tantrums.
Yeah.
Like he stomps around and his arms go up and down.
Yeah.
You can tell he's just over it.
Yeah, it's very expressive. I get that wouldn't work now with this movie because they're trying to make him a little bit more serious. Yeah. But they could do it, dude. I think they're scared to make it too cutesy or too funny or too silly. But man, just watch Kong's face in this movie while you're watching the film. If you've seen it, if you see it again, or if you haven't seen it yet, you just get so much. Now, I don't want to say too much else because there's another.
Well, but John Price says this one leaves the door wide open for aliens.
Oh, totally, dude. I think if this movie does well, and by all metrics, it seems to be doing super well. Like, people
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it not. I mean, even compared to the movies that came out before without a pandemic, you know what I'm saying? It's been doing well. But if this one does well, I feel like the only way they can ratchet it up another notch, there's only two ways it could go. One way, this doesn't spoil anything, so everybody calm down. One way is they rebuild Ghidorah as Mecha King Ghidorah. And it's basically just a cover version of what they did in the 90s. Mm-hmm. That's very cool, but I feel like, okay, that, we're kind of like, that wasn't that long ago, but it would be cool.
Right.
But what I really want is what John was saying is let's get an alien invasion. Let's get an alien invasion. That could tie into Ghidorah because he is a monster from outer space. Yeah. But you could also get Gigan, and then you could have a reason for humanity building another giant robot, but a good robot. Jet Jaguar.
That's right.
Have Jet Jaguar. And then Jet Jaguar is awesome. a hero. He's a hero. Yeah. He's a smiling ass fucking robot.
Do you have a Jet Jaguar
here?
Yeah,
he's here.
Where is he? Oh, you have a big one.
No, I don't have a big Jet Jaguar.
Who is that?
Jet Jaguar.
Oh, that's Ultraman. Never mind.
Ultraman, yeah. Bring in Jet Jaguar, dude. It was so rad. Like, have the same thing. Because then you could have a Jet Jaguar storyline that's basically Big Hero 6. Oh, which is like and then they're building it like the government doesn't even know about it. It's like on its own, but they figure out some way with alien tech to like make them grow. And then you have everybody loving Jet Jaguar because everybody loves Baymax, right?
Everyone loves Baymax. So Baymax is very relatable, not in his emote, but in the way that he talks and the way that his body emotes.
Right. So you could have, if you've ever related to a quiet character before, again, Groot or, you could relate to, or R2-D2.
Oh, yeah. Look, everybody relates to R2-D2.
So then you could do it with Jet Jaguar.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And then you can then get this. Now you have Jet Jaguar helping out Godzilla. That would be badass. They kick ass. They kick Gigan's ass or, whoever. And then you don't even need King Kong in the next one. Let King Kong do his own thing.
Yeah, that's true. He should have his own movie.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And then give it some time, then they reunite later, all that stuff. Right. But then now, if Jet Jaguar is popular, now you have another film. And you basically have a mature, not like mature like kids can't watch it, but a badass version of Baymax. Or Bumblebee. Look at Bumblebee, dude. That's true. Imagine a Toho version of Bumblebee. Imagine Bumblebee movie, but then you could have Bumblebee giant with Godzilla next to him.
Right. I know.
Chris Mowry, Toho, all of Toho people, legendary. I know this is going to get back to you at some point. Call me, dude. I don't want anything for it. I don't want anything for it. I just want
public service.
I just want to talk and like give you some ideas.
Workshop it.
I bet you they've already thought about this. Maybe it's already being planned. You know what I'm saying? But I have ideas.
Well, look at what Cole said. He said, I read an article today that said they're only going to make another monster. Careful what you read today. Yeah. They said they're only going to make another MonsterVerse movie depending on how it does in theaters. So if you're fully vaccinated, try and go support it.
Oh, 1,000%.
I mean, you should be supporting however you possibly can.
Yeah, but dude, to be honest with you, like I'm going, if I couldn't go for some reason, I would still buy the ticket. I would still buy the ticket if I couldn't go for some reason. But yeah, we're going to go. And we're going to go IMAX, go hard and see it. I can't wait. It's a movie that I think will reward repeat viewings, especially if you go on IMAX and see it there. But man, it was just so fun to watch. And it gives me, like, here's the other thing I liked about it. It allows me to geek out in my head about what they could do next because they opened a lot of doors.
Yeah.
They opened a lot of doors. Again, no spoilers. They did some cool stuff with Kong. They did some cool stuff with the tech. Yeah. And it made me think, you know what? Now they're obviously okay with going there. So if that's the case, let's go, dude. And there's an anime out. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. The Godzilla Singular Point. I think it's already on Netflix. Correct me if I'm wrong if it's not out, but I thought it was out already. I thought I saw AJ Russo from Kaiju Live talking about it. And they did a totally wild take on Jet Jaguar. Like they made him this giant like Iron Giant. Iron Giant's another example. Super relatable monster that doesn't really talk that much. Okay. So it can be done. But anyway, and they did they brought Jet Jaguar in the show, which I thought was super interesting because I thought we would never really see Jet Jaguar again. But it makes me think that like they're trying to bring him back into the public consciousness, like when Marvel starts like focusing on certain characters in cartoons or comics because there's gonna be a movie soon, type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, man, maybe they're already on it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I would love it. They could even do. Here's what I think. They could make a Jet Jaguar movie totally separate from everything, like a Bumblebee movie, and then not even like, you know, people will know and the world get around like, oh, this is one of Godzilla's friends from them. Okay, but you don't have to like. You don't have to put Godzilla in the movie. You could just do a Jet Jaguar movie with the kids building him and all that, and then eventually like he fights some kind of like.
Big kaiju.
Yeah, big kaiju. It's
Maybe
like,
Godzilla comes in for an assist.
well, it's the Godzilla-verse. Oh, at the end, Godzilla shows up, right? And then they kind of like, maybe they don't do the high five from the original monster, but they do something, you know. Because in the original movie, they
Why
shake
not?
hands. They shake hands.
Oh, boy. Punch.
Yeah, and so like, but you could just do that, and then people would love Jet Jaguar, and they go, oh shit, the next movie, Jet Jaguar and Godzilla teaming up. What?
That could be awesome.
They just have to make you love these monsters a lot more. And
Like
I think they started.
Timmy says dialogue for this one was on point. Kong bows to no one.
Yeah. They get it. I feel like they got it in this movie.
I can't wait to see it. Oh, Raph says Godzilla versus Fing Fang Foom.
Well, so that's the rumor is that Fing Fang Foom is going to be in that new Shang-Chi movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't think they'll make him like some relatable character in my mind. But the funny thing is in Marvel comics, Fing Fang Foom is an alien from outer space that takes the form of a giant dragon. So
that
it's
would
like,
be cool.
yeah, but see, Marvel is helping to normalize a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of these moves where
Yeah.
it's like, well, you don't have to have, right?
The
big-
audience is
yeah.
smarter and more
Right.
informed. Dude, we're about to get a multiverse in Marvel. We're about to get a multiverse in DC movies. You know, Invincible is a show that requires you to understand a certain bit of, you know, stuff about superheroes in general
Yeah.
so that you can understand how they're subverting it. When the comic came out 20 years ago, damn, it's crazy. It was already doing that because comic audiences, you know, they knew this stuff. And Invincible definitely wasn't the first comic to subvert things. But now the mainstream audiences have seen all the Marvel films. Like, they understand what Thanos is. They understand the time-traveling Thanos who gets killed and then comes back at the end of the movie again. You know, so I think we're there. I think we're ready to have some wild shit go down. And this movie, like I said before, gives me the impression that they are recognizing that. And I'm super stoked.
See what else is going on in the chat. Christopher Alarcon is here. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Glad he made it. He's going to be watching Godzilla after the stream.
Oh, hell yeah.
I kind of want to as
We
well.
might.
It's just, I mean, I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm on spring
Yeah.
break. So I can stay up.
I'm
but,
down.
But can I?
Well, we can always pause.
Can I? I guess we can. And but if not, I'd be down to watch King of the Monsters tonight as like a
King of the
refresh,
Oh, you don't need it.
and then go. I know.
You
I don't.
absolutely don't need it. I'm telling you. Like, if any, I mean, I'm not saying don't,
Yeah.
but you don't need it. If anything, like Skull Island is a better preface for this movie.
Right.
But again, you don't really need
Okay.
it.
Who else is here? Let's see. Oh, Harriman. What's up, Harriman? Him and Abby made it.
Yo. Hey, what's up,
Did you
guys?
see Abby's drawings today on Instagram?
I
don't know if
did.
you saw, but
Yeah.
she's practicing
She's
because
getting good.
she's trying to catch up to you, bro.
Oh,
She's gonna catch up. She's gonna take over.
I hope so.
Get ready. She's gonna be the new Toho pick for
She's
Godzilla
already-
stuff.
She's probably already better than Eisenberg.
Look,
Don't tell
Harriman wants to. Oh my God, Harriman wants to know any advice to a child just starting to draw. This is your chance to tell Abby how to beat you at art.
Just do fun stuff.
I
Don't
agree.
think about it. If you want to get better, then there's some good YouTube videos out there that are geared for her age, whatever her age group is, and that's cool. But as long as you're having fun, you don't have to care or worry until you just decide, you know what, I wish I was a little bit better. And then at that point, if you feel that,
You can look for it.
yeah, there's ways to do it. Like, you know, always drawing from life, drawing from reality, self-portraits, drawing people, but not just doing it without a guide. Like, that sucks. That's why most people don't stick with it, because they don't know what they're doing, and it's frustrating. There's so many good videos, Harriman, on YouTube.
I think he started her on some basics with YouTube, which
Yeah,
is a great
it's great.
resource.
It's great.
Yeah.
And then just doing it every day. That's the big secret, is drawing a little bit every day and trying to draw stuff that you see in front of you. And then when you get hit a wall and you're like, well, I can't do any better than this, then look for videos that explain things. You know, drawing 3D shapes is always the biggest one. That's like learning your ABCs for drawing.
Your past students laugh about that a lot.
What?
They go, man, Santa Maria used to just make us draw like circles all day,
Yeah,
bro.
no, I did not.
You know, you know what they?
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
saying that you made them practice
Yes.
doing spheres and cones
Yeah.
and cylinders, but for them it translates to, bro, I just sat here drawing circles all day, bro. It was amazing.
Half of those kids didn't even.
They didn't really want to be there.
They didn't want to be there. But the point is, if you don't learn that stuff, I can't tell you how to do the next thing. It's like,
Right.
sir, I don't want to learn the alphabet. I just want to learn how to like write poetry. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Then sure, why not?
Yeah.
We'll just all have an exercise in nonsense together.
Let's see what else is going on. John Price says, how about that Suicide Squad trailer revealing
Dude.
Starro as the big bad?
I'm
Dude,
so hyped for that. Again, James Gunn gets it, dude.
he does get it.
And
Hopefully this Suicide Squad movie will be better than the last.
it's so weird to me because I'm like, what are they actually doing? Are they rebooting? Are they like soft rebooting?
I don't think they are.
They can't because they have so many.
I think it's a what is this a variation on a theme. I don't think that they're necessarily killing off the Suicide Squad. They're just like bringing in some new members.
But what I'm saying is it gonna recognize the first film as
maybe
canon?
we don't know because it still has Harley in it.
Harley, it has what's his face, the leader of the team. I can't remember his name.
Will Smith?
No, he's not in it.
I know he's not. But is his
Um,
character still in it?
No,
They didn't recast.
no.
Okay.
The guy I can't remember
The
the
Australian
guy who
dude?
played. He's in it. I can't stand him. I can't. Well, the role he played in
Right,
the
right,
first
right,
one, I
right,
can't
right,
stand.
right.
No, I can't remember. Joel Kinnaman, the guy who played RoboCop, and he was in.
The actual
Killing.
RoboCop?
Yeah, he played the reboot.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reboot.
yeah. I haven't seen the reboot.
The reboot's awesome.
I just saw the original for the first time.
I thought you said you had seen it.
I think I was thinking of the one that has Sylvester Stallone in it.
Oh, Demolition Man.
Yeah, I think I got those two confused in my
Oh.
brain.
That's cool because I mean,
But RoboCop was cool. It was gross.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
it's the same director as Starship Troopers.
Yeah, I know. That's why I liked it. And I liked all like the television
Yeah,
ads
yeah,
and
yeah.
commercials and stuff. It was cool. Let's see. Colt says, hopefully they revive that Gamera movie that got canceled after seeing how well
Yeah.
this movie did. Well, let's see, because Gamera's
So
an awesome
weird.
character.
Yeah, I think Gamera actually has more potential to be like what I'm describing, super relatable. You know, because by nature, people already love turtles.
What's the name of that movie?
That I showed you recently, that we started watching.
Yeah.
Gamera the Brave. If you
That
guys,
was such a great opening.
yeah, if you guys want to like get in and watch a great bunch of kaiju movies, all the Gamera movies, to my knowledge, are on YouTube for free right now. I don't know why. Gamera 1, 2, and 3 of the 90s series that are fantastic. Some of the best kaiju action I've ever seen is in Gamera 2. It's all in the daylight. It looks real. Great Gamera flying stuff. By the way, there's absolutely no way we're finishing this tonight.
That's okay. Let's see.
And then hold on. And then Gamera 1 to 3, and then Gamera the Brave, which is technically a reboot sequel. In other words, it kind of acknowledges the events of the first 3 films, but tells a new story that you don't need to have seen the first 3 films. And to me, it's the best movie I would make to hook a new generation of audience members. Gamera the Brave. Anyway, all free on YouTube. So
Yeah, definitely worth watching.
I don't know why, and that might not be forever. Like maybe the people who own the rights don't realize it, but it's there, man.
Whatever, catch it while you can.
Yeah, I definitely recommend
See,
it.
John says, so Jon Favreau wrote with Adi Granov art an Iron Man book around the time the first Iron Man movie came out called Iron Man, Viva Las Vegas. And
A comic book or a book?
I don't know.
Because
I
Adi
guess a
Granov
graphic-
does really high-end artwork.
Maybe it was
like
graphic
concept
novel.
art.
And Fin Fang Foom was the intended bad guy.
Mm.
Maybe that book didn't come out. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. I don't know. John, give us
Yeah,
more
I can't.
information.
Let me know if that was a comic or a book.
Yeah, I don't know. He said then Rick Flag, but I don't know what he was.
Rick Flag. That's the character Joel Kinnaman plays.
Oh, got you. Okay. And then let's see who else is. Oh, Chris Alarcon is also on spring break. Yay, join me.
Chris?
And he's got to take a break from watching Schitt's Creek. I could only watch like the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes before I was over it, but I do understand the hype. Like
I feel like we might come back to it at some point
maybe.
because so many people I respect love that show.
I don't know why I got burnt out on it like after 6 episodes, and then I was like, I'm good, and I never came back.
I love all the cast so much.
Let's see. Raph says, my girlfriend is watching the stream for the first time, and she's like, that's how those prints are made? So cool. I know. Everybody says that for the first time they see it. They're like, what the hell is that? And Gaby's a teacher. Yes, I am a teacher.
That's true, yeah.
I teach seniors, which is really fun. I also have juniors, which are cool too. This is my first year teaching older kids. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Gaby used to only teach the younger kids.
I taught I've taught every grade, somehow, but I was teaching for 5 years at the 6th grade level, which was really rough. Because 6th graders, if you know any 11 or 12-year-olds, they're a whole bunch of fun, just barrel of laughs. No, they're good. It's a rough age, But yeah, I love being a teacher. Raph, is your girlfriend a teacher? Is that why she's asking? Anyway, let's see. Chris says, if you ever want to read a fun comic, run and read Secret Six. King Shark is amazing in that.
Oh, nice. Oh, man. Speaking of which, that King Shark portrayal is so good. And I'm like, man, did they just miss the boat on Killer Croc in the last one?
Killer Croc was kind of...
That was not for me.
Silly.
Not for me. That's all I'm going to say. Because Killer Croc to me is one of the coolest characters.
Well, King Shark is in this one?
King Shark's in it. You didn't see the trailer?
Yeah. It's
Remember
cool.
he goes, hand. That's King Shark.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's funny because King Shark in the Flash show was cool, but it was like super badass King Shark. It's like, I'm going to freaking eat your face. And he's like giant. And he's holding the Flash by it. Yeah. But it's like a different take on it, which I way dig. I mean, just, again, it's so funny because James Gunn's about to make another gang of like superhero characters.
Maybe the James Gunn touch will help Suicide Squad because
we didn't like it. We were super bummed. We were so hyped going to that movie.
No, when we came out of I remember this distinctly because it happened to us with Batman vs. Superman, and it also happened with Suicide Squad, which were relatively closely released, right? If I remember correctly, it was like a year apart, maybe. Yeah. But I remember coming out of that movie and being like, it was fun. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. But then as it sunk in, what we had watched, that's when we were like, oh.
Yeah, the more I thought about Batman vs. Superman, the more it bothered me. I never liked...
Yeah, but then we watched it the other day, and I'm like, this is not a bad movie.
No, it's not. It's just, what's his face? Eisenberg. I can't stand it, dude. Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse, I was like...
His portrayal of Lex Luthor is so... to me.
Yeah, that's
if
Peter's
you like it,
big problem.
If you like it, more power to you. Yeah. I can't stand that portrayal. It's... And then when I watched the new Justice League Snyder cut, his take on it was barely in the movie, and I'm like, okay, good. And then they finally put him in at the end. I'm like, ugh, even this little bit, I can't.
That wasn't really my biggest complaint. No. My biggest complaint with that movie was it was just that it never ended. Like it kept going and going.
Batman vs Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you watched the extended edition.
I know.
That's not the theatrical release.
But damn, that was so long.
I didn't mind the pacing of that.
Also, the whole Martha thing was...
It was silly. It took me out of it.
The worst.
It got worse because the internet made it a hilarious meme.
Because it deserved to be made fun of.
In the moment, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did after the fact. But, of course, now I hear it, I'm like, oh, God. It's just cringy.
It's cringy.
And, to be fair, I loved Man of Steel.
Oh my God, but that's an incredible movie.
Gaby had never seen it till recently.
And then I go, why weren't all of the other movies in the DC universe handled like that and presented like that? Yeah. Because if they had,
people
would
didn't
have.
Really love it. People did not really like. It was split. It was a split, to be honest. Like some people were really into it, like me, and some people were like, "That's not my Superman."
Oh my God, I get it. I can't.
No, I get it. It's not. I'll tell you why. Because if you're a real diehard Superman fan, it's not exactly Superman. It's just not. And so if you are like hoping to get Superman on the big screen with today's special effects and all that, it's a little darker.
Yeah, but that Superman
I'm with you.
Is not a Superman that is relatable to people who are of our generation or younger. And that's what they're trying to do, is to rope in a wider audience, a younger audience that can grow with these franchises, and giving us, basically all American Superman, who's basically a god figure and perfect and infallible and wonderful and kind and doesn't kill anybody. That doesn't relate to anybody anymore.
Well, I'll tell you this. I do disagree with that because...
You think people would relate with that?
Yes, because look at Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers killed
the heck out of people.
Nazis.
No, not just Nazis. In Civil War, he killed a bunch of those people that took over the infectious disease building. Remember the one that in Lagos? Remember in that?
Those are all Hydra.
Okay, but he still kills people.
Those are Nazis.
Okay, but he still kills people.
There are people who died by the course of it. The point is, he is the way people remember loving Superman, that character. So if you like Steve Rogers, you would like Superman. It's just that they don't put him in those situations the right way in these new movies, you know.
But I think that Superman was a Steve Rogers figure.
I agree. It's just that the world around him, he didn't get a chance to be a little sunnier and positive. He didn't get a chance because the movies, the tone got dark fast. And
of Man of Steel?
Yes.
Well, he was never, I think maybe that's what it was. They never gave him the chance to be sunny and positive because he starts off as a brooding, he's like a brooding kid, a brooding teenager, a brooding young adult, and then...
Which is fine. It makes sense to me. But again, they don't give him a chance to be like...
anything else?
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is that if they're... Like, look at Invincible. Like, the moment where, you know... Again, if you haven't seen this is not really a spoiler, but there's a scene where his mom and him are talking. Mark's mom and him are talking, and he already has his powers. And at some point, she's like, you know, go inside.
Yeah.
And he's like, make me. And she's like, oh, you think you're strong? Like, does that make you feel strong? That you could just tell that you are stronger than me? That you could, you know, whatever. You have super. Anyway, the point is, like, the thing that you cheer about Mark Grayson and Invincible for is that he can do anything he wants, and he chooses
not
to be a good person.
Yeah.
And that's what Superman is. That's why it's relatable. But, you know, some people are saying, and we haven't seen this show, you and I, that the new Superman and Lois, or whatever it's called, Lois, and you know, is really, really good and kind of nails that tone. So
I don't know. I felt that the Superman from Man of Steel was incredibly relatable.
I liked it
because that's what realistically that's what somebody would feel if they felt like I don't belong. There wouldn't be any sunniness to that life. And it's not like they lived an easy life. I mean, they lived on a farm. We know that that's not all, you know, you're not old McDonald. You're having, it's a rough life to grow up as a farmer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it kind of ridiculous to be like, no.
I'm reading some of the comments about that, and it's like, it's just that. It's like not everybody falls on the line of that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, look.
Yeah.
The point is, I'm excited to see what they do with Suicide Squad because I feel like that's a real DC reboot. Wasn't a big fan of the Wonder Woman 84. Wasn't my deal. But, you know, if you liked it, great. And I think if they nail the tone on this, I think we can get some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And, yeah, man. So I'm stoked on that.
Mm-hmm, me too.
And the new trailer they just dropped looks really good. Again, I just like King Shark. I like that Weasel guy. I'm not super familiar with him as a character. That was not my scene. And he's really funny. So I'm really hyped, dude. Because to be honest, remember, nobody cared about Guardians of the Galaxy before that movie came out. I don't care who says they did. Nobody. 0.0 people. When you go to the comic book stores, the comics were in the 25-cent bin all the time. All the time. I only even knew that they existed or that they were a legit comic because I was always hunting for Mike Mignola artwork, and he had done some stuff there. So I had bought some for that reason. That's it.
Yeah, I know that nobody cared.
That's awesome.
And he was able to turn it around. So that's why it gives me hope that he'll be able to bring them back. And maybe that's what they need.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's going to be good, dude, because, you know, what you were saying, when we walked out of Suicide Squad, we really did like it at first.
Yeah, and look, Margot Robbie is an incredible actress, and she was not the problem in that movie.
And you liked the, what's it
called? Oh, the Harley Quinn, the
you liked it more than I did.
of whatever Harley Quinn, the Birds of Prey.
Yeah, you liked it more than I did. I liked it.
Look, I fully accept that it is like a chick empowerment flick.
I don't have a problem with that
It's
either.
supposed to be girls kicking ass.
I like that.
But I liked the art direction.
I
liked
did
the
too.
script. I liked the pacing of the movie. I thought that it was a fun watch, and I didn't come out of that feeling like, ugh.
No,
God.
me neither. I thought it was a good
It was
entry.
just a good,
It wasn't great,
you know.
but it nailed like Harley Quinn tone.
It wasn't
for me.
great, but because that they don't have anybody at the helm in DC that can actually make it great.
Feels like that, yeah.
I mean, James Gunn has the ability to position himself to do that if he does well with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Because Guardians of the Galaxy was ridiculous.
Game changer.
Yeah. So crazy.
Well, remember he's coming back for part 3. So
Yeah, I know.
he's
But
not-
that's what I'm saying. Like, they have the ability to do it. And if they can get talent like that, they can do it.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. They've had how many movies now in the DC universe that they've just kind of like,
well, we loved Wonder Woman. Let's be fair.
yeah. But Wonder Woman isn't one of those movies that I'm like, I have to rewatch this over and over.
I also don't.
Because
do
there are
that.
moments of Wonder Woman that are super cringy. And
I-
they keep writing her cringy.
Like what?
Like, look at even in the Snyder Cut, when she like finishes saving that, you know, group of people, and she turns around and she like goes, oh, to the little girl, I want to be just like you when I grow. Oh my God. I literally wanted to just turn it off and be like, I'm done.
Why?
forever.
Why does that bother you? 'Cause
It's just, it's so that
like
would
pandering?
never happen. First of all, that's pandering to like the women's empowerment movement, you know. Oh, I just, you know, this little girl is looking up. Like, they're trying to parallel all of the movies and stories where little boys look up to Superman and go,
Yeah.
I want to be Superman. And this little girl's like, I want to be Wonder Woman. I want to be. Shut up, dude. I don't need you to. I don't.
It's on the
need
nose.
that.
Very on the nose. Very
It's
late on thick.
It's like open wide. Here's your spoonful of feminism.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that. I know
I don't-
Wonder Woman kicks ass, and I don't
Yeah.
need to see that moment.
I feel like it's a little cringy too.
It is.
To be honest, I do. I do feel like that moment was cringy. But, you know, again, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it literally is for little girls. But I don't think little girls should be
God,
watching.
but-
Little kids should be watching that movie.
Why are you watching? Why is a little kid watching a movie where a terrorist is shooting people in the head every few minutes and then threaten, and it's like, it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going to blow up
mixed. It's
everybody
weird.
everywhere.
It's weird.
Like, who's your audience?
Yeah. And it's funny because I love how he handles Batman. And I thought I would hate it. I did not think I would like a Ben Affleck Batman.
No, but Ben Affleck Batman is good. It's just,
love it.
It's the way that it got cut
Yeah.
and the way that it was delivered that ruined it.
Yeah. It's strange because a lot of people really like that movie and they want to see that universe restored. And
The original Justice League?
no. The Snyder cut.
Oh.
And you know, and that's cool because there's definitely a lot to like. It's some interesting stuff going on there. And at least whether you like it or not, there's a vision. Like, it feels like there's an artist behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's cool to me.
It does
because
feel cohesive.
yeah, it feels cohesive. It feels like it's going somewhere. It's not necessarily for me, to be honest. Like, on one hand, I'll see whatever they put out.
Right.
I'll see whatever they put out.
Yeah.
And I like Zack Snyder as a stylistic director.
Yeah, me
Can't wait for the Army of the Dead movie. And I love 300, and I love Watchmen. And so
Jersey says somehow Jared Leto ruins the Joker again and again.
I don't like his Joker, dude.
God, it's so bad.
But I don't know how much of that's him and how. See, we don't know. We're not.
I think
movie
I
makers.
think some of it is him.
I mean, the performances, but someone's directing him, don't you think? Like,
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know, man. That was you didn't see that part.
I haven't seen it yet,
Yeah,
but
you don't-
I mean, I've seen like the clips on YouTube and whatnot.
Well, if you saw that, then you know, because that ending was so out of whack. I don't really fault the movie that much because that movie went through a shitstorm, and who knows? But
I know. I just can't. I really can't. I can't. It's hard for me to get into the DCU because it's just so boring.
I don't think it's boring.
I think it is.
I
Like,
have to
there's
say-
nothing about those movies that is like, I have watched each and every single Marvel movie
Yeah.
like 5 times
Yeah.
because I cannot get
Well,
enough
yeah,
of
that's not-
being in those moments
in that world.
in that world, and
Yeah.
it's everything is so fascinating. And yet with DCU, there's nothing.
Well, I
nothing.
could agree with that. I don't relate to the characters. I don't
At
really.
all.
I'm not really excited to see them, but I think also that's because it's so like kind of bleak and dark, and it's not going to be. But I love the Nolan films, and I don't rewatch them like crazy.
I mean, I like the Nolan films, but again, it's like a one-off watch.
Yeah.
You know.
That's strange. I'm sure there's people who'll disagree with us, but
John Price says Jared Leto's about to ruin Morbius too.
Gosh,
potentially.
He's a great actor.
Although maybe he does better in that super gothy kind of role. I don't know.
He said something recently in the news that you could probably pull up that sounded super dismissive of Morbius. Like, yeah, it sounded like he's like, okay, guys, it's just a vampire or something like that. It's like,
boy.
Yeah, it was like, oh well, if you're not hyped,
Let's see, where does it say?
I'll say something super controversial. I enjoyed Venom more than I enjoy watching Snyder Cut.
I don't even remember that movie.
Venom?
That's how bad it was.
No, I don't think it was as bad. People
Jared
say.
Leto says Morbius the vampire is a bit closer to who I am. Yeah, see,
When was that?
I think Leto is closer to like the goth guy.
When was that?
January 28th.
This year?
Not long ago. Yeah.
There was.
He says, okay, hold on. This is from Polygon.
Okay.
It says, This is a quote from Jared Leto.
Okay.
He says, quote, "It was hard for me in some way because I'm not used to playing roles that are a little bit closer to who I am day in and day out," Leto said.
No, he's a vampire.
Dr. Michael Morbius is a little closer to the way that I talk and the way that I behave. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
maybe. Okay, here he goes. Here we go.
I knew it was
He says, I was interested in this role because he goes on this journey from dying to finding a cure for this disease and becoming incredibly healthy and then having things change in a way that he becomes monstrous, Leto said. You start with a hope and a dream and an idea of something, and you all try to work as hard as you can in this given amount of time to make it as good as it can be. And I think it's the first time I've ever starred in a big movie like this in my entire career, so it was new territory. I generally hide out in the shadows.
That's it?
That was the quote.
There was something else.
I'll look for more quotes.
Yeah, there's another quote somewhere where it's like, Morbius is just a movie or something dismissive. If you put Jared Leto, Morbius is just ... and it might pull up something.
Say it again. What do you want me to put in?
Jared Leto, Morbius.
Morbius.
And then like Morbius is
quote?
Just or just something like that, or dismissive or something like that. I remember being like, wow, I hope that's not true, but maybe it wasn't true. Maybe it was. I don't think I'm making this up in my head.
I mean, I don't think you are either, but let's see. I don't know. You just
Nothing like that?
He find at the end I get to play these characters. There's nothing here that seems like.
Well, good. I hope I'm wrong because
it doesn't sound like he's like shitting on it or anything.
Good.
He's just
good. I hope I'm wrong. I always remember Jared Leto fondly from like Fight Club, and really that's all I remember.
Yeah, I don't see. I keep Jared Leto calls Morbius a movie we all need right now.
Interesting.
He says it's a big, fun popcorn movie.
Interesting. Okay, well, maybe that was just misinterpreted, but I'm glad because I love the idea that we're getting a Morbius movie. I hope it's good. I'm not super confident that it's going to be any better than Venom, which I liked, but I don't love. And so I don't know. But then I'm also really curious about what they're going to do with all the Spider-Man movies, dude, because it's like, okay, we're going to get some kind of interesting, like, universe hopping everybody's rumoring about. I hope that's true, but does that mean, like, I don't know. It seems like we're not going to lose Tom Holland, and like I'm getting paid by
like he's your guy.
Such a nerd about this shit, dude. I'm sorry.
I know.
But it's like, God. But I care so much. I just want it to be good. I want everything to be good, to be honest with you. I want everything to be good. And I really want, I'm liking how this guy's looking, by the way.
Yeah, he's looking good. I didn't realize how long this was going to take. Dude, I thought you would be done by now.
Me too. I thought I really had something planned. And I started with the face because I feel like people were mostly entertained by that. But I'm like, dang, this might take a little longer than I thought. The funny thing is, like, my metric for if I like a design or not is would I want a toy of it.
Oh.
And I would want one. Yeah. That's how I feel. Like I would want a toy of this guy. And so I kind of, that's how I feel like, oh, you're doing something good, That's really what I'm working on a design right now that I can't talk about that is such a challenge that I cannot wait to see it done and hope you guys like it so much because it was one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah, you've been struggling.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And not because I don't think the design looks good, but because it took a while to settle on a design, man. So I'm just hoping that when I release it, you guys will dig it. And it shouldn't be too long from now. So we'll see. Yeah. Oh, we should mention this while you guys are on here. Next week, no stream. No YouTube stream because we're going to go see Gabby's parents. We haven't seen them in a long time.
Yep.
Because
We'll
of
be
the
out of
pandemic, so
town.
we're going to be out of town on Thursday. But the week after, I think I can confirm this. I hope I don't get in trouble with Skybound for saying this.
Uh-oh.
The week after, we're going to dig into the vault of linoleums.
Okay.
God, should I not say? Maybe I shouldn't say anything yet, just in
No,
case.
but look the people in the eye.
No, but I'm thinking this.
You have a camera. Look them in the eye. There you go. If you're gonna give them a scoop, there you go. Look at how haunting that is. Don't wiggle your eyebrows at them. No, oh god.
I don't know if
Maybe
if
you
I
can or
confirm
cannot
it
say
yet,
this. Okay.
but I can say that from what I remember in our last meeting, I think the next stream we do, which is not next Thursday, it's the week after, is going to be one for the collectors.
Oh. Is it a K-Hot says open the vault?
Oh, I think that's Keelan.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it is. I can't say much more just in case. If somebody from Skybound jumps in or something, then I'll confirm. But if they're not,
Don't say
if
anything
they don't jump in,
else.
I'm not gonna say that just in case.
Your mom is here. Hey Sam.
Mommy,
Mommy.
mommy, oh mommy.
Let's see.
Attack mama in the
Also,
house.
with Mondo releasing the first Godzilla statue, how far out is the artist series figure?
Oh yes. Okay. I can't tell you exactly the date 'cause I don't know it. From what I remember, it's supposed to be coming in the upcoming con season. From what I remember. But I can say this. I have seen, this is big news, okay? Turn off the music for this.
Oh.
I have seen the sculpt so far,
Oh yeah, that's right. Glorious.
and
It's too bad we can't show it.
holy
Schmeckles?
schmeckles. Holy schmeckles. Cramples. Holy schmagigglins. Schmiggly schmoigles.
Schmoigles.
You guys, it looks so freaking good, and it's not done. But I've been going back and forth
super
with them.
early.
Yeah, but I've been going back and forth with them on stuff and seeing the progress.
Yeah, it is really good. It's scary good.
I'm super stoked on
What
it
is that
because
weird thumb rubbing?
this is what I think. This is my prediction. I predict that when that gets announced, we're going to have another wave.
party?
A what? Oh, we can always have a party.
Okay.
I'll put the music back on. That was the drama. It was over. That I predict that when that one comes out, there will be another wave of Daruma pre-orders.
Oh.
And the reason I think that is because it'll be like another, what do they call it? Another feather in my hat in the toy game.
With the Godzilla?
Yeah, it'll be the
Yeah,
second one.
yeah.
And
It will
then
be.
people will be like, oh, this is going to be a thing.
We should pick up
Look
Takoro
at how
now.
the prints go for, because remember, people used to buy my prints for $40, dude,
Oh my
at
God.
conventions.
We were talking about this the other day, and we're like, we cannot believe.
Yeah. I saw something go on eBay for, guys, don't pay those scalper prices
Oh
on
my
eBay.
God, please, dude.
I'm trying
Just
to
join the print crew.
Yeah, well, there's some stuff that even the print crew they can't get. But I'm saying like,
Oh, well,
yeah,
yeah.
like I mean, do what you want. It's your money. But I know what's going for a lot of money on eBay. I check, and I'm trying to do things to make it so that if you never got one of those designs, there's a way to get it in the future. I can't say a lot, but I'm telling you, I'm working on
Stop
stuff.
talking.
Yeah,
We're trying to help you guys. We promise.
I just feel bad like for that about that.
Well,
so.
look. I mean,
Wait for conventions to start up again.
oh my God,
like
for real.
you never know what could happen at a convention. I'm not,
No, you're
confirming
not
or denying
saying
anything, but you just never know.
Any convention news on the horizon that we could talk about?
Well, they've said
Who's they?
I really wanted to get the 89 Mondo Godzilla statue, but I have no place to put it, and now it's sold out. Dude, it's big. Are both of the versions sold out? The exclusive one or the limited one and the non one? I thought there was a different version. But yeah, check with Kaiju Live. They might have some still. I'm not sure. But that thing is gorgeous piece, and it is a steal compared to what the X Plus figures go for the same size. And Hector Ars, Mikey Banana, and Mondo, they just knocked out of the freaking park, bro. I'm telling you, they're not playing around, dude. They are not playing around.
Answer my question now.
Sorry, what was your question, mother?
What?
Any news about conventions? Well, Comic-Con announced, like San Diego Comic-Con International announced that they're officially going to do an in-person event this year. I believe.
Thank God.
Yeah, I believe in either November or September. September or November. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's a random.
I know. You can
gap
find
there.
out. Find it online.
Okay, hold on.
And also Designer Con announced that they're doing a in-person event.
I'm excited for both, obviously.
Oh, of course. We're going to go to both. If that
why does it say July 22nd through the 25th?
Okay, they're having an online event.
I don't know.
I'm saying, like, you got to look for.
Oh, Thanksgiving event.
There it is. So November.
Oh, it suffers
Which is interesting.
backlash?
What? What's the update on that? There's bad news?
It doesn't look good.
Oh, what does it say, B?
Per the Hollywood Reporter, there has been considerable backlash from talent and producers over the Thanksgiving event. We love San Diego Comic-Con and would love to support, but what actor or producer is going to give up their first post-vaccine?
Their first? Give up
their first post-vaccine Thanksgiving holiday with family to travel. Sorry, I didn't finish reading. To travel to San Diego to publicize a project. If you want to make money, set a rep from a studio that has had Hall H events in the past. Let's see. Another rep put it like this. During the pandemic, we've had Wonder Woman and The Mandalorian, but what we haven't had is a hug from our parents and grandparents. Talent are not going to want to give up time with their families at Thanksgiving this year of all years. I have no idea what the organizers are thinking. They're trying to make this happen during Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I don't know the official date. I thought it was just November-ish. But yeah, I guess that's a good point. If it's around that, I mean, to be honest,
Thanksgiving weekend. That's
what's crazy is that they have such a higher profile, but Designer Con every year is right either before or right after Thanksgiving.
Comic-Con?
Designer
Con always is like right
Which is
before
interesting
Thanksgiving,
too.
and no one has ever said anything. Well, but I guess
it's a lower profile event. There are not so many celebrities. But my point is, I wonder if they're like competing with dates with Comic-Con. You think Designer Con is sending out like bad PR to say like stop them?
Screwed up.
Thanksgiving is sacred. No, of course not.
Chelsea says November. It's going to be right after Thanksgiving. Okay.
Oh, look at this. John says
Fan
Fan Expo
Expo?
Dallas, September 17th through 19th.
Aye.
Dude, maybe that's the move. We'll see how things pan out, man, because we're going to be vaccinated.
We will be we are. I'm vaccinated. You get vaccinated tomorrow, remember?
Tomorrow. Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Can you imagine if he misses his vaccine appointment? What a tragedy.
But, John, that would be sick. John, are you in the Dallas area? Because that would be super fun.
I believe he is, or he said Tennessee. I don't remember, John. Remind us where you're.
No, I know Rafi's in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Lord Fat PHR 33. To me, that's fat free.
That's funny.
What's good, Peter? Finally
What's
got
up,
I love what's good. Finally got around to frame up the Hellboy print I want from the Peter Christmas giveaway a couple of years ago. My God, what a throwback. Shit. Thanks again. You're a legend. Super Mayo?
Oh, Super Mayo. That's his Instagram handle.
Oh.
Heck yeah, dude. Dude, that isn't that crazy?
Dude.
That was before all the Skybound.
That was when you had those remember the rip-off Darth Vader, the tie
bootlegs.
Yeah, the bootlegs.
I still have one floating around.
You have more than one.
No, I think I only have one. And then that was also right before we did the TAKORO giveaway.
That's true.
Remember that?
And you had the pins from Designer Con that we gave away too. Yeah, that was a great Christmas. That was awesome
very
Christmas.
Generous of me.
Let's see. John says Dallas area.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, that would be cool. Dude, keep us posted on that because
For real.
maybe like even if I don't go and set up, maybe I could just go like to hang. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see because like I said, we're both going to be vaccinated. I think by then a lot of the country will be.
Hopefully. They said yesterday or earlier this week that already 17% of the population has been vaccinated. So let's see. Maybe by then, if a quarter of the population has been vaccinated by December, that would be great.
It's so much. There's so much like that's not set in stone. Is the thing is like even if like we're safe, will businesses feel safe? Like it's worth opening the convention, and then if like you just read, if the convention says, yeah, let's do it, are the guests going to want to show up? And if the guests don't want to show up, what kind of show will it be? Well, there's so much like contingent on it that as much as we cannot freaking wait, and we can't, there's a lot of
there's a lot of X factors
uncertainties
that we
yet.
cannot,
I think
predict.
the problem
I
would
think
be
they're gonna do their best.
crowd size control. That's what I really think.
But that's more easily dealt with than I think that people are.
Yeah, but think about this,
You
because
just limit out your tickets.
yeah, but that's the problem is then do you make the same amount of money, and if you don't, can you pay for the same amount of,
Well, I mean, I think that's something that they're going to have to figure out
That's what I'm
with their vendors.
I think
and with
small
the convention
shows
centers.
have been going on,
They have been.
and so I don't think they're having a problem. It's the big shows.
The big show. Well, yeah.
That's the thing.
But I think even
Fan
if
Expo is a big company.
right,
big
but
show.
even if you limit out, I don't
maybe
know.
there's info on it already.
What?
On Fan Expo Dallas. Maybe there's like some, like maybe they figured out what they're gonna do. Because Texas is like Florida. They really are.
They
like
are a little
more
on the
cavalier.
red side, yeah. Let's see. It says September 17th through the 19th, 3 days. Let's see. I mean, I don't see anything.
I mean, it's such a
here.
sweet spot, September, because it's like the earliest I can imagine a successful con happening, in my opinion, of any like significant size. And I think our buddy owns that. I think we know the guy who owns that convention.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I got to double check before I say any names. But I think we do, which would be interesting because then we'll get some more deets on the deal.
Safety. Here we go.
Tell me, what are they saying?
Wait, no, that's police safety. Let me see COVID.
Thank you guys for hanging on the stream, by the way, this long, man. I'm so stoked.
We're having good
I'm
conversations.
having a good time.
And
with
you're
everybody.
making kind of good art.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's all right. Let's see. So Fan Expo says, this was last updated just a few days ago.
Okay.
Hey fans, Fan Expo Dallas is happening on September 17th through the 19th, 2021. The health and safety of our community, blah, blah, blah. Deliver the highest levels of hygiene and safety. Beady, beady, bing.
So rude.
They will follow official government and local authority guidance as well as any location-specific regulations.
Yeah.
The convention center where they're hosting it, called the K. Bailey Hutchison Center, has been awarded the Global Biorisk Advisory Council's Star Accreditation, which means there's a formalized program on site to keep the facility clean, disinfected, and safe.
I don't doubt any of that. I just wonder if they have announced the capacity for the show.
It says, due to the evolving nature of the circumstances surrounding COVID, we are committed to announcing our full health and safety plan no later than 30 days before the show. So they don't even have a plan.
They don't have it like announced. They haven't announced a plan.
No, apparently it's a 3-stage plan.
Okay. Well,
Protect
listen.
and detect, clean and hygiene, and communication.
Listen, I really think that's the way the world is going to have to get
I
back,
think so too.
with stuff like that. And then, unfortunately, like some people are going to find that, satisfactory and others aren't.
Well, if you don't feel safe, you're not going to go. I don't think it matters what plan they have. If you personally don't want to take the risk, you're not.
No.
That being said, people in Texas, for the most part, pretty cavalier.
Oh, you
I
can't
really-
generalize. Like, you don't
I
know
mean-
you don't even know a single Texan.
Oh, no? We
who-
know John R. Price.
but you don't even know his opinion. You don't even
I
know
feel
his
it's a general consensus.
Well, look,
Texans
we're in Florida.
do it
and
big.
We're in Florida, and it is different here than our friends in California. I can say that.
Yeah, I would
And
say so.
so, yeah, but let's see.
We'll see.
Because look, we're a couple of Floridians who decided not to go to the movie theaters.
No, 100%. I'm not saying that all Texans are going to be, but I would bet that a bigger majority of Texans are going to feel okay with going than let's say people from California.
Well,
Maybe, I don't know.
This is, both of us want the same thing. We want the
course.
convention to happen and in a super safe,
Yeah,
smart way.
I'm not
so
telling people to risk
Because
themselves.
the worst thing
I'm
ever
just
would be
saying.
that a convention opens and something goes wrong. I don't expect that to happen, but
Well,
because then it's gonna be like, oh, no conventions. That's the one thing that went wrong. No conventions can happen. That would be the fucking worst. So like, in my head, I'm torn. Like I want it bad. I want it now, but I also want to make sure that whatever the first one is, at least let the second one have a problem. Maybe the third one.
I mean, but By the way,
I don't know.
John says if they don't cancel, Fan Expo is going to have Elijah Wood, Sean Astin.
Oh, I did see
Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd headlining, which is pretty awesome.
Well, that's Gabby's language right there.
Know. That's what I'm going to go dress up as.
She went like full Tolkien over the pandemic.
Full Tolkien.
She was like half Tolkien before.
I know, but I went like in during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris says the fourth measure should be everyone cosplays as a ninja from Mortal Kombat. Get over here.
Well, maybe the Mortal Kombat movie's coming out at the perfect time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know.
Let's see. California is taking over Texas now, so you never know.
That's the meme for sure.
Yeah, that is the meme. But yeah.
But you never know, man. Like,
we'll see.
the funny thing is, like, we're not that far away from getting to hang with everybody.
Yeah, we're closer than we have been.
It's closer than ever. I know it's like kind of like trite to say that, but it's true.
Yeah,
and
there's definitely
it's the one thing that we've all like. You know, I respect what that person wrote about in terms of people wanting to see their family. Like, we've been blessed that we've been able to see my family for a while, but we haven't even been able to see your family.
No, I haven't seen my family in
that's
months.
a thing that people are definitely gonna feel. So,
yeah.
I get it. Maybe it's just the date is a bit.
Yeah, like I'm not.
It's interesting. They said, by the way, that was the only concern.
Was that it was so close to the holiday.
They didn't say like it's too soon for a convention.
It is kind of ridiculous to put it on Thanksgiving weekend or even close to Thanksgiving weekend.
You know, this makes me think of when I used to work at Virgin Megastore way back in the day. If any of you guys remember that store, that I worked many a Christmas day working there because it was open on Christmas Day.
But it wasn't after a pandemic when you haven't been able to see your family in months, for some people a year.
Well, they might be thinking, you know, maybe people will do that traveling after the vaccine versus wait till Thanksgiving. If I'm playing devil's advocate, you know.
Well, John says, to be honest, both me and my wife have been working in public areas from the beginning of the pandemic, and most people locally are still following CDC guidelines.
Yeah. That's what
it.
Dude, we were talking about that the other day, that like we live in Miami, which is Florida, and people, when you hear people talk about Florida from other states, you would think this is like a war zone.
It's not.
It's not. Like people and like you said, John, like Florida's been pretty open.
We haven't even had a mask mandate.
Never. Since ever.
And
we never had one.
We did. The mayor put one on in Miami-Dade County.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
When?
That's why in front of Target they had those big banners that said, you know, per
For the mayor, you're right.
Yeah, and so like, but we haven't had the mask mandate since like the worst of the pandemic, and truthfully, people still wear them. The any of the public locations that we go to here in Miami, you have to have a mask on. It's not even an option.
That's true.
And so it's been pretty. I mean,
and we've been to eat at restaurants indoors. Which is, you know, risky to some extent.
It's risky.
But everybody sits apart.
Yeah,
and
everyone's following the guidelines. We, you know, Peter and I never got sick. No, thank God, luckily. And
although we are like super jacked on vitamins too.
The most jacked on vitamins.
Yeah.
So jacked.
Oh my God. All I do is
so much vitamin D.
Yeah, dude.
So many multivitamins.
So there were some times where I thought I was getting sick, and maybe that we didn't because we were so vitamin dense.
But I think also we're very allergic people, and Florida has many blooming seasons that happen throughout. Even what you consider winter is for us spring.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of pollen, and you know it's awful. Do we have any crazy Florida stories? My God.
We wouldn't even think that it's crazy, and then you guys probably would.
I know, that's the thing, isn't it?
Like what's crazy?
I don't think
it wouldn't even register
crazy anymore.
And there is probably crazy stuff that doesn't even register for us.
I don't know anything crazy, not off the top of my head.
We get snakes and
my
there's
God,
iguanas everywhere.
Dude, for years after Hurricane Andrew, I lived in a house that was
Hurricane Andrew was 1992. For those who don't know.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right. Hurricane Andrew, if you don't know the story, because
that's only
obviously not from Miami.
Yeah, it's a Miami war only.
Hurricane Andrew was a Category 5 hurricane, which is basically the strongest hurricane you could get, and it bulldozed Miami. And
before Miami knew how to prepare for hurricanes.
Right. We didn't have most of the houses in Miami weren't built up to hurricane code, which is to say that a lot of houses, especially down south, closer to the Keys, got literally just obliterated off the planet Earth because they were built with wood and brick and stuff that's just not gonna deal with the winds. And so anyway, one of the things that got torn to shreds was the Miami Zoo. It was called Metro Zoo at the time. Remember? It's called Miami Zoo now.
Yeah, it was in the eye of the hurricane.
It was. And you know, one of the consequences of that and poor preparations was that a lot of those animals at the zoo just got loose.
Yeah.
Like not like tigers and lions and stuff, but like you know, monkeys and foxes and snakes and a lot of the smaller animals, peacocks. I mean, it was crazy how
peacocks
much.
Still are around. I wonder if that's because of that.
Yeah, it's because of
now
that.
Peacocks are like all over the place.
Yeah, you find peacocks all over the place.
It's pretty common in Miami.
It's very funny. They're really not afraid of humans, and they will just hang out on top of your roof or inside of your truck bed or whatever. And they're full of ticks, which is disgusting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
We used to have them all over our house.
Oh yeah, all over
outside,
the place.
outside.
Yeah, they would just hang out in the neighborhood. But yeah, I guess like the craziest thing was growing up in my backyard, which was pretty heavily wooded by Florida standards, like not obviously the woods. Standards. It was like jungleized. Yeah. That we let like a good portion of it grow over, and we would constantly get monkeys. We would get foxes. We would get, on many occasions, we stumbled upon pythons in our backyard. Oh, yeah. Many occasions.
Well, we also have the Florida Everglades down here.
Yeah.
And people are notorious for taking their exotic pets. Because in the 80s, it was like a meme that everybody had to have wild pets down here. Like if you saw Tiger King, there's a scene in one of the episodes where they visit somebody. Was it in Tiger King? I think it was Tiger King.
Probably.
Where they visited somebody in Miami who had a bunch of exotic animals. And a lot of those people get tired of them at some point and they take them to the Everglades and just dump them out. Mm-hmm. So now Everglades has a giant
We have a huge problem with ball pythons that get constantly dumped in the Everglades, and they're now they're basically apex predators out there. Yeah. So they grow out of control and they're suffocating out the
Having said that, like we will never see them in our daily life.
Well, I had a few just casually stumble into my backyard, and they're not aggressive. No. They're just like, holy shit, there's a huge snake. We also have iguanas.
That's everywhere.
Massive
If you came to Miami, I could take you right to the iguanas.
Oh my God, they're
in our neighborhood, we have the funniest lizards. They look like bearded dragons, but they're all black with orange heads.
Yeah, they're crazy looking.
Bright orange heads.
The lizards here, first of all, if you're not used to seeing lizards just scurrying around everywhere, that is a very Miami thing.
There's lizards everywhere.
I have learned that
I didn't know that.
It's a little bit more common down here than it is up north.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because of the temperature. We have like a more conducive temperature to reptiles because
we saw a macaw flying the other day.
Oh my God, just a random macaw just flying through our neighborhood. No big deal. Just massive blue and red and white. Yeah, the animal thing down here is real. The exotic animal trade. Yeah. My parents used to tell me stories all the time about homes that they would go into that had here's just my pet tiger.
Yeah, Miami in the 80s was
NBD.
Not that far from the fictionalized stories of it.
100%.
From what we've heard from our families.
Yeah, both my parents. Well, my dad. Yeah, I guess my dad a little bit, but my mom definitely grew up in Miami through those years. Yeah. And it's real, dude. It's real. It was real. A lot of those pictures are pretty wild. Like, not that my mom was,
No, you don't have to be involved in anything.
It's just the 80s in Miami were crazy. It didn't matter what you were doing.
I knew a guy, one of my best friends as a first grader. I remember being first grade, one of my best friends. His dad was a high-ranking cop here in Miami, and he was involved in a super crazy, like, shootout in Dadeland Mall.
Oh, that was a mass shooting in Dadeland.
And that was during I think they showed it on Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah.
In the first one. Have you ever seen that movie? That's right down the street from us. It's just not like that anymore here. Like, no. And if there is stuff like that, you have to go out of your way to find it.
Yeah, I think the crazy Florida stories really don't happen.
The chickens in the bags in the street is uncommon.
Hold on. The bath salts guy who ate the other guy's face, that happened in Miami.
Yeah, but it's not so ever present that you would say like that's a Miami thing. But
people would think, though, based on what happens in Florida, right?
But what is a Miami thing, all the time, any day of the week, you go out driving, you'll see a plastic grocery bag in the middle of the street.
Oh, forever.
With chicken parts, like, hanging out of it. Like a chicken foot, feathers. Because we have santeros in the Miami.
People here, a lot of people in Miami practice Santeria. And
How would you explain Santeria to people who don't know about it?
Santeria is a blend.
Careful.
It's a blend.
Our Santero audience is going to be offended.
Oh, whatever. Santeria is a blend of Catholicism and voodoo is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah. So there's a lot of reverence for the saints, but there's also reverence for
like voodoo
spirits. No, like gods and spirits, like deities. Yeah. And the way to kind of, I don't know, summon them or make offerings to them.
You pray to the saints.
Yeah.
But the saints don't represent the saints. They're like, right? Is that what it is? Like the saints don't represent themselves. They're like,
no, they're
iconic
like,
representations to channel other spirits.
Yeah.
So weird.
So it's very, and so one of the things that happens a lot is that people will try to like put a curse on each other.
Oh yes,
God,
that's the thing. Yeah, when like nerdy old people pretend that they're santeros,
and they will leave, like, for example, it's not uncommon to find a hollowed out half coconut shell filled with like goat or chicken blood, and somebody will leave a cigar on the brim of it, and they will like perch it somewhere, and that's supposed to be like a hex on somebody. Yeah. And if you disturb it, you're like the hex will get applied to you as well. So like people try to avoid it, and sometimes they put it in like a crossroads because that's like kind of significant to put something in a crossroads.
It's always a crossroads with the freaking chickens.
Oh my God! Or they'll like take a chicken and put it in a paper bag, kill the chicken, and then leave that thing next to a tree that's by somebody's house, and so it just smells, and then cars run over it, and there's like chicken bones and gross stuff everywhere, and it's just a freaking bummer.
Look at Chris. I like going.
I love those Cuban santeros that dress in all white, like Moon Knight. Oh my God. I know. It's really rough, dude. Texas has lots of wildlife, even in the city. We have a lot of green belts and bobcats, coyotes. Is it coyotes or coyotes? Armadillos, snakes, and lizards, horned toads, racers.
Horned toads are some of my favorite looking
I know animals. Texas has have awesome wildlife. Yeah. Awesome wildlife.
I'm dying to go, man.
Dude, the dressing in all white of the santeros is probably so. You know they have to do it for a whole year.
It's so, to me, it's like
a whole year. You have to dress in white from head to toe.
I'm so
and cover your hair, by the way.
It's hard to like be a Miami person and take a lot of that stuff seriously because we've seen it our whole lives. But you also look, you don't want to be a dick. I've met nice santeros.
I have too.
And I don't want to disrespect people's culture, but sometimes I'm like, it just feels like cosplay to me.
It just feels like you're going out of your way for something that's like.
Whatever. Let's not say anything offensive.
No, I don't want to be offensive. I think it's just not my cup of tea.
It's it's definitely theatrical. And I don't like any animal abuse. And
I was about to say that. I'm like, my biggest hang up with Santeria is the fact that they abuse animals. Yeah. And they're going to say, no, we don't abuse them.
It's religious.
Yes, you do.
But still,
But you do. Yeah. You know, when they grab the pigeon and rub it all over you. That poor pigeon, bro.
Poor pigeon.
That's the thing. They like take a pigeon and rub it over you to like take the bad off of the bad vibe off of you. It's kind of, it's crazy. Ryan L says, I always heard the best way to summon the spirits was with a good linoleum etching.
Here we are.
And here they are.
I'm digging this, by the way. This is going to be a good one, you guys. Like whenever I get into like little scaling patterns and like I look at something like this and I go, okay, here's a pattern. Here's a pattern. Mm-hmm. Here's like a focal point, the eyes, the teeth. That's a pattern. It's like a little checker pattern. Here's a line pattern. Here's a scale pattern. That makes me happy when the design starts to like have all that kind of stuff fitting.
Yeah.
So there's no chance in hell we're going to finish this and probably we'll start wrapping up because I'm getting
a little sleepy,
a little tired. But
like Ryan says, keep in mind someone seeing the Pope for the first time in that hat might have 100%. The same cosplay thought.
100%.
All of that.
And I don't want to disrespect anybody's beliefs and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know. I don't even want to go any further into it because someone's going to get bummed out about it. You're right. 100%. And like I said, I've met some wonderful people who are Santero, and it's interesting. It's just, I guess what it is in Miami, we usually encounter it with a large proportion of browbeating. Like you don't just meet a lot of like, hey, like this is what I do, and it's interesting and different. It's like used to like bully people sometimes, in my experience.
Same.
Like, you better be careful.
Yeah.
So that's why the reaction might sound.
And also the animal abuse thing.
That sucks.
That's the bummer. Like I get, that
but it's not like we're vegan.
No, but like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Ritualistic things in any religion for somebody who's not part of it are always going to seem
Yeah.
a little outlandish,
Yeah.
but that's not even where I'm drawing the line.
No.
To me, it's kind of crazy because I can't think to dress like that, but like it's the animal abuse of Santeria.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that
That's
gets
the
me
bummer.
every time.
Well, dress whatever you want to dress. Look at me. We're literally wearing
Look at
matching
both of us.
guns.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
We're like, we
we're-
cosplay too.
Yeah, we're big nerds.
Yeah. Are you flipping
But,
me off right now?
Oh, I guess unintentionally. But now I have ink in my eye. You guys, I think there's no shot of us finishing here. I love you guys. You're right, Ryan. 100% different is point of view.
It's all
You're
point of view.
100%, dude.
Uh-huh.
You're 100% right. And if you come to Miami, you will see just how different this point of view is, man. It says
Ours or theirs?
the whole city is
The whole
very,
city is insane.
very wild. No, well, it's very eclectic.
Sure,
Very
let's
eclectic.
say let's.
You guys, this was fun. I
was
thought
a
we were
lot of
gonna
fun.
finish this. There's no shot.
Dude, there's no way.
There's no chance.
It takes you hours to do that. It was
Yeah.
crazy when you said,
I
I'm just
thought-
gonna do it all at once.
Well, because remember I did the
it takes you
Daruma.
like 6 hours to do it.
There's a lot of detail in this one. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I was gonna get something done, but it's
I
fun.
don't know, dude.
I love how it's coming out.
Yeah.
We will definitely finish this and debut it on a future stream. Maybe the one I'm talking about. Remember, no stream next week. Week after, big fun stream. I hope it's what I think is. I don't want to say it just in case I get the wrong date. I get dates crossed all the time, but I know we're gonna have a stream soon that we're going into the vault. Period. End of story. And you guys are gonna dig that. You always do. Not selling any prints tonight, but again, if you guys want to support, you can always click like and subscribe. That helps a lot. Share what we do with other people, whether here on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know, we have a store on Skybound, so you can go to store.skybound.com, click on the Attack Peter collection. They have the Daruma right front. In fact, would you put store.skybound.com in the links there? And if you were considering pre-ordering the Daruma, he's sitting right here.
All right.
He's a sizable boy. You can see. If you're considering pre-ordering it, we are planning something super special for the people who pre-ordered it. If you already pre-ordered it, you're already hooked up. If you haven't yet, you've been thinking about it, you will get hooked up. Once we announce it and launch it,
That's it.
I think it's gonna be like
I would
super
assume
impossible.
so, right?
Yeah. But either way, it's gonna be fun. I think we're done.
I think we're done.
I think we said everything.
We did it. We said everything we wanted to say. We'll miss you next week, but we'll be at the beach, so we won't miss you too much. But we will be back in a couple of weeks.
Yes, and I think we have a big drop this month.
At the end of the month, I'm assuming.
At the end of the month.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, guys.
Guys,
We love you so much. Thanks for coming. As always, we will see you soon. Bye.